we're going to run through 1141 and 1142. I'm keeping that in, by the way. So, and then we'll talk in length about 1143. We don't have a cover story for 1143, so we just got two to cover. And OT is crying over page one being pinned down, which is very funny.
They killed Pepe! God!
Who will she marry now? Also,
so unfortunate.
Also, I was right!
Who? How did Who's Who become the most just...
I was right, because Hanafuda's their father. I was right.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out. Go on.
How did they manage to make page one the most, like... They made, not page one, they made Who's Who.
Yes, Who's Who.
The most threatening Kaido pirate.
Out of nowhere.
Post Wano. He's putting in work. He's getting stuff done. In a cover story.
In a cover story. Though he is...
Why would they do this?
He is cheating, though, because Pepe's got the sea stone shackles on.
I know, but still.
Still, yeah.
He's managed to stay undercover, create his own criminal enterprise. He's, like... Unlike a certain Yonko, he's able to find spies and root them out instantly.
Kaido's
putting in work.
Kaido is so fascinating because he's such a smart, dumb guy. Because he finds all these valuable people and mismanages them terribly.
He put Odin's left-hand man as his head of the Yakuza. How did he do that? How did he manage to stumble into that? I will never understand.
How do you waste Hanafuda? And what I
will never understand.
And like what I cover in like a couple of videos I made now, he found Yamato's fruit. Apparently, how the narrative's going. He found now Yamato's fruit, which is crazy, and he found Orochi's fruit. So he found two mythical Zoan fruits on top of all these ancient ones. Insane. And he just dies to thugs, apparently. I still think he's alive because it's crazy that this character's not in the manga. But as it is now...
he's Wano pilled and Wano coated. And Orochi should have that fruit.
Yeah.
Because he's the Shogun.
Right.
And then it makes sense that somebody under Kaido's employ would get the guardian spirit of Wano.
True.
Why not his son?
Right.
Yes. And then try to groom that person into the person who will be the guardian deity of Wano, who is under your employ. What a perfect way to control the people. You don't even have to stop drinking for that.
No. He loves to drink. He loves his booze.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so OT in big trouble with the Pepe. And then we cut to our boys
big trouble for little OT.
Big trouble for little OT. That's good.
We cut back to Best Giant Road.
Best Giant Road. And Best Outfit Nami. As they are.
This is a good outfit for Nami. Ain't nothing ever gonna beat the whole cake outfit.
That's true. Whole cake is tough. Actually, all the whole cake outfits are tough. The barmaid
White Sanji goes so hard.
True. White Sanji's good. Man, I forgot about that.
Cool hat Luffy.
Cool hat Luffy.
We got Luffy wearing a fedora over his straw hat. It's peak.
Bartender Brooke.
Yeah, all those outfits are sick. Even characters like Pedro. Pedro looked cool.
Oh, right. Arabian Night Brooke is a thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's wearing a turban. Oh my goodness. Very cool. And then we have just regular Jinbei.
Well, he wasn't part of the crew yet.
Yeah. 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 Skeevers are cool. I love how
What?
the flying boats and
Oh, okay. I assumed that's what you were talking about. I didn't know if you were saying a slur.
no, no.
A skeever, you say?
Or I could be talking about the rats in Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, the flying boats are definitely really sick.
yes.
That does a lot. It does a lot to help. Good Lord, what's the word I'm looking for? Just to like build up
World building.
the world. It's like good world building, I guess.
Yeah.
It puts a lot of personality on Elbaf, and that's what I want. I've been waiting 20 years for this arc. Give me that personality, baby.
And just from these 3 chapters, it's amazing how Elbaf has shot Wano cold dead in the street like a dog.
These last 2 arcs have been pretty rough.
Yeah.
But I will say, I will defend the start of Egghead till my dying breath. The start of Egghead was tough.
The
start of Egghead was awesome. And then it stopped being good.
It stopped
for a long time.
And then it became too much, too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize to the viewing public. I think Oda spit his load too fast. We should have just focused on Saturn. Because
would have been really nice. Because Saturn's such a good villain.
Yes.
Like, just as an evil guy that you want to see get punched in the dome, Saturn is so good.
He really is. And the reason
especially when you put him as like the guy who made Vegapunk do all those evil things. And it's so perfect.
And it's the precursor to like pushing forward the Pacifista project. He's a good linchpin in the world. And he has a personal relationship with Kuma. It makes a personal relationship with Bonnie, which then causes Bonnie to be like a unique creature because she's the only person who has been like injected with devil fruit essence instead of eating a devil fruit.
Oh, ain't no way she's the only one. But
ain't no way, but she's the first.
They are going to have an army of clone soldiers that Saturn didn't want to use. And Vegapunk didn't want to use because they weren't perfect. But Garling, he's going to be that kind of guy to be like, bring them out.
Give me all the garbage. York, where's the garbage? Give me all of it.
I'll throw it in the trash. And by the trash, I mean the front lines.
The front line.
If it lives, it lives. If it dies, we'll make more.
You can make more, can't you, York? No food until you do. That'd be crazy. I can imagine that too. Oh my goodness.
I cannot wait to see Garling being evil.
Garling is, I would say, I love Saturn. Garling is so much cooler than Saturn.
Yeah, but I also wish that Saturn could have gotten his own arc.
Me too.
Especially if he's going to die by the end of it, man.
Also, based on a guy we'll get to soon enough, the Awakened Mythical Zone load has been blown, and it makes the Gorosei look terrible. Because Saturn's lame. And power-wise, he's terrible compared to what we see in this arc.
Nah, Saturn's kind of cool. We still never got an explanation of what he does, and that kind of keeps mystique for him.
That's fair. You have a point. That's fair. And then
he can literally just paralyze you by looking at you. Like, what was up with that?
Or blow people's heads up. Remember that? Yeah. He blew a dude's head up. Like, oh.
Yeah, his very presence just kills people. Like, huh?
Oh, no.
I wish he could have done some more cool, like, spider stuff, but once again, if the arc was just about him, we would have gotten a lot more with it. Like, he had weird powers, and I would have loved to have the time to, like, sit down and really dig into it with, like, I don't know, maybe like a big fight, perhaps.
Because he seems multifaceted enough to where he should have, like, multiple abilities. But now we have to wait, I guess, for Garling to have that fruit, which I kind of don't want.
Maybe that's why we never got the explanation, because Garling will eventually maybe have something similar to it.
Yeah. Garling puts me in a frame of mind of someone who's not a scientist, but will tell the scientist what to do.
Yeah.
He don't know nothing about no science.
Higher management. He spent his whole life managing nonsense.
He just cuts people. So you said, like, you make all the garbage found in the front line, or I'll cut you, York.
Exactly.
But yeah. So Ripley continues to be the hottest woman in One Piece. Oh my goodness, I can't believe Scopper's the man. Scopper Gabon, baby.
Scopper is the man.
But we learn too that when Elbaf is under fire, they actually have to cut off villages that rest on branches, and that's crazy. It's also crazy how massive a branch is,
especially considering what happens later.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm very interested, and we'll get to that later. But can
right.
we just say it?
Yeah, let's say it.
The Jarl, Mountain Beard, whoever this guy is.
Yeah.
Swordhead.
Best character.
He rocks. He rocks.
I will say I'm glad that the arc isn't crushing his back and he has support. Because there are so many good characters in Elbaf. I'm glad he's not carrying the weight alone, but he is good.
I'm so glad that we can have a character like this who exists specifically to make a funny joke.
Yes.
We need a lot more of that in One Piece.
And I'm glad we're using resources we've already established because he's not a new character. We saw him in the Big Mom flashback. So he's been around. I'm glad characters that we have been introduced to are being used.
And it's gonna delve into his backstory, and it's going to be really sad. Yes. And I am going to cry for this man.
Yes.
Like, eventually. Like, this guy gives me some Gaimon feelings.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, originally he's a joke, but really, when you go into his sad backstory.
Because, I mean, really, Big Mom killed his partner.
Yeah.
Because they, like, you know how you have Brocky and Dory? They were the generation before them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brocky and Dory took over. And then, of course, you have Haruden and his boys took over after them. So he's lived a long life, and he is the oldest giant. Well, I guess the oldest person in the world, right? So,
which makes this joke so good.
Yes, he likes older women,
and he is literally the oldest person on the planet.
That's so good.
He will never be satisfied.
Also, Usopp slapping the sword in his head and hurting is interesting.
Very funny. Very funny.
Funny, but like, oh my god, how strong is Usopp?
Are you doubting the absolute sheer power of God Usopp?
You know, I'm not actually.
Trained himself from Soge King?
He did. He did. Also, Brook wearing his hair on his crotch is peak comedy. Because he's drunk. That's so good. And there's Jinbei.
I mean, Jinbei's there. He's hanging out.
He sure is.
Where even is
he? He's in the panel in which Nami's talking about how she's happy for Usopp because it was his dream to come to Elbaf.
I do love Hajuden. That's not Hajuden. That's Dory.
Also good.
They kind of look the same, but I love that we've gotten to the point where all of these like extremely strong dudes are just playing babysitter to the crew.
I love that.
Because we're like a Yonko crew, and everywhere they go, they're going to create chaos.
It's so good.
And it's everyone's job to watch after their superiors to make sure that everything turns out okay, because we cannot trust these goobers. They are going to burn down the tree.
And that's what makes the manga good. I'm glad that our greatest heroes are being babysat by their subordinates because they are wild hogs, as they should be. Oh, the wildest of hogs. But yeah.
Did we explain how Nami got back? Or when Nami got back?
Yeah, last chapter. She arrived back with the boys after exploring the castle.
Okay. With Road?
With Road, yeah. And I love how Road is constantly being beaten up by Gerd.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Man,
Road sucks, and that's why I love him.
yes.
He's just like me, for real.
And meanwhile, with the big key that they got from the coolest old man in the series, Silver's Rayleigh Chuds get owned. They're going to unlock a big man Loki. Zoro, Green Boy, and Red Boy are arguing over unlocking Big Man Loki. But eventually Zoro just does it because Luffy can't because of the Sea Stone chains and whatnot. Also, I
love how blunt Zoro is being here.
Yeah.
Like, he's being blunt to a fault, and it's kind of funny.
Which makes a great contrast with Luffy.
Mm-hmm. He's dead! I still want to know why.
Yeah.
What convinced them?
I don't... I guess it's just Luffy's intuition, because he has good people skills.
Yeah, like, Luffy is very emotionally smart. If Luffy trusts somebody, I will trust them implicitly.
Yeah.
Like, he's like... Long-Ring Longland, he's obviously the guy that could get fooled easily.
Right.
But not... Like, he's good at reading people.
He is.
He's good at getting a read on a guy. And... Loki, he's friends with all, like, the mountain animals and stuff like that. Just like Luffy is.
Right. So if the animals like the guy, he must not be a bad guy.
Yeah. Like, look at how, like, we had that all the way back in, like, East Blue, man.
Right.
All the way back with Buggy.
True.
Like, Buggy was a bad guy. So we have him beating up on a dog. And animals don't like him a whole lot. And then we want to make Buggy a good guy. So we start focusing on Richie.
Which was a prime decision. Oh, Richie is so good.
Oda is very good at, like, little things like that.
I forgot how good Richie was. I was doing some research for another video.
Former captain of a Yonko crew, Richie the Lion?
Yes, sir. Factual statement. I was doing some research for a video because I remembered the conversation we had about Moria walking Richie around like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it. It would be funny if that was his emotional support animal because he looks like Absalom.
Yeah.
Because he's a lion.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. I like Moria and Richie together. I think that's adorable.
I need him as part of Cross Guild so bad. I want to see Moria get, like, therapy.
It's gonna happen.
I need Moria to get his groove back after he heard that Kaido got killed.
Yes, it's gonna happen. Also, I guess a sneak peek for a new video. I think Moria might be the Brook of Cross Guild. Because it's weird how, like, okay, like, look at the Straw Hats, right? You have Zoro, right? Zoro's a serious swordsman, but then you have Brook, who's like the silly swordsman.
Mm-hmm.
Moria technically is a swordsman. It always has been.
Yeah, he does have the big bite blade.
And then when he fought Kaido, he used a sword. And then he's got the scissor blades. And then he what's the word for it? And then he contrasts with Mihawk, and then both of them are like vampire coated.
That's true.
Like how both Zoro and Brook are hell coated.
Mm-hmm.
Because Zoro is like has the King of Hell sword. Brook has been called Satan and was summoned. So like I could see that parallel happening. Both Moria and Brook have silly laughs. Well, I mean, silly, really silly. I know that's a commonality in One Piece, but like their laughs are very distinctly silly.
Yeah.
And with that being said, kill Hogback though. Kill Hogback. He should come in.
Yeah.
Go on.
At some point, I hope we hear Mihawk's laugh, and it's really funny.
I hope it's so stupid. The stupid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want his laugh to be like on Killer's range.
Yes.
I want his laugh to be like that. You know that like breathe in laugh that you get the.
Yeah.
I don't know if that came through on my microphone.
No, it did. It did.
I want like something stupid like that.
Yes. I think we've seen him laugh once. I cannot remember what it was, but we haven't seen him Billy laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing, which, I mean, I guess I'm at odds with the community about this. I don't think certain things are going to go how people think. However, I do think, much like Zoro, Mihawk now is surrounded by funny cartoon babies.
Mm-hmm.
So that will soften his demeanor. So we will get a time where he laughs or is drunk from drinking too much wine, and he annoys Crocodile with his laugh. I think that will happen. But yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful if that's what happens when Perona gets back.
Oh.
And they have a big party to celebrate because they just got the Shadow Guy.
Yes.
From a Yonko crew.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good. Also, I hope they I've always said this now, and I like a whole bunch of videos in October. I hope Thriller Bark becomes their main base.
Oh, I would love that.
Because it makes sense, because they're always on the run from the Marines since they hunt Marines. So it would make sense for them to have a mobile base, because now they're being invaded. Apparently. With the Seraphim that we don't know the names of.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we left off with them. So I could see them after the invasion moving to Thriller Bark, and then they retrofit Thriller Bark. Because the funny thing about Thriller Bark is that there's a room with tents in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's set up like a jousting, like a Renaissance fair sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's
supposed to be like a circus.
Right. So it's like already circus coded.
Yeah.
So that's why it's weird. Like it's made
it's a dark carnival or some nonsense. Yeah.
Exactly. Which is what Buggy has always kind of been.
Mm-hmm.
So it fits. And then like the Big Top Blaster could just be like how the Straw Hats have like different ships.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Shark submarine and stuff. The Big Top Blaster could just be one of those ships that are just within, I guess, the docking bay of Thriller Bark.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense because yeah.
Oh, I just thought of something stupid too.
What's up?
Cross Guild.
What's up?
So what if Buggy does not have Conqueror's Hockey?
Right.
But what if they get S Flamingo, who does have Conqueror's Hockey?
Good.
And they just pretend that it's Buggy's.
Good. I want that. Good.
Like, I want Buggy to have, like, a backbone in the crew. Like, I want Buggy to have someone extremely powerful who is entirely loyal to him.
Yes.
To where nobody can get to Buggy because of this small baby protecting him. And everyone is real mad about it.
Hey, you know what? Buggy is quite father-coded. So I can believe it. Because, like, I gotta make a video about that. I could see S Flamingo going two ways. Either it's going to be Buggy or it's going to be Law.
Yeah. Like, S Flamingo, well, it could go the third way of he works for the government and is evil. If we wanna keep with Doflamingo's lore, and we want to be like, oh, Doflamingo was born evil, and we want to keep that line in, and just make him a big bad guy. Because theoretically, that's what he should be. I just don't like that as much as the alternative of him being a big goober.
I get that, but my thing is, like, with the Seraphim, you can't just make them their original characters.
No.
There has to be go on.
No, you can. They did that with Boa.
Boa I have hope for. Ain't no way S-Hawk, no S-Snake, ain't no way. And she was the first one to get characterized, really? Ain't no way.
Like S-Snake is just Boa, except like a little bit more naive, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more kid-coded.
Right.
Like, Boa is what you could imagine, like, S-Snake is what you could imagine Boa Hancock as a child. Before the whole slavery thing.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's why it's interesting, because they by their design, they technically can't be the same character verbatim because the circumstances are different.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder how would they handle S-Snake in the future? Like, is she going to be an ally? Because she seemed very ally adjacent. I don't know, though. But that's what it seems like.
I hope S-Snake becomes York's ward. And they get to be celestial dragons together.
I mean, she is her daughter. Like,
And it would be very interesting to have that character, in particular, them and like S Bear, those two characters in particular, in charge of slaves.
Ooh, that tickles the fancy. Oh boy,
right?
Oh, I like that. Uh-oh. But I could...
No problem. Anyway.
But, like, that's... And then what's interesting, too, like... Yeah, man. No, I mean, that's a video, bro. Thank you. I want to talk about that. No, that's an interesting idea. I'm going to credit you, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. I like that a lot. You good? Oh.
No, we're good.
Okay. But getting back yeah.
I like the new giant pirates.
I think they are good. They're so good.
This little series of, oh crap, we're all gonna die. Bye-bye.
And it's crazy how big
very
Luffy.
Funny.
Look how big Luffy can get now. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A whole like
Gigante balloon.
Goodness. And he almost kills his subordinates. Peak comedy. I love it.
He almost kills his subordinates, but they're all like, thank you for saving us.
Because we would have died big time. And then Big Man Loki is free, and this is the best shot. Oh my goodness. Look at him tower.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make such a good ally.
Good lord. I need more between Hashirton and Loki. They knew each other as kids, dude.
Yes.
I need these two to have a relationship so bad. Also, Loki is such an absolute unit, dude.
He's so big. And we got size confirmation, too. Zoro calls him as big as oars. So he's like a proper ancient giant-sized giant.
Which makes sense.
It does.
If he's like, if it's the Loki, the frost giant.
Right, true. And then Ungara Loki, also a giant. He was kind of like, he was the deceiver guy. Well, the other deceiver guy, who is sometimes also regular Loki. I don't know. Norse mythology is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
almost killed.
Yes.
Like on the brink of death. Like took hits from God's knights.
Yes.
Like the strongest dudes in the series right now, other than like a couple of guys, but
right.
Basically got into a fight with Shanks while tied up. Sea Stone's still on him.
Yes.
I have no words.
He's great.
He's just the best.
He's just the best.
And, you know, I mean, he said that everything he says is a lie and a trick, but, like, I mean, like, hear me out. Maybe he saw a big spider on the tree or some termites. That could have been really bad.
Yeah.
And he's just taking care of the problem. I mean, we don't know for sure.
Right, we don't.
If Loki's a bad guy, we don't know. Oh, for sure, guy.
True. We don't know. And with that,
it's not looking good, boys. For me and my Loki apologist friendos.
No, we're good. We're good. But moving on.
Yeah, Loki rocks.
Loki does rock.
And that's pretty much all I have to say about the rest of the chapter.
But moving through 1142, Who's Who is smacked in the face by the Yamato. Very cool.
I think,
what?
I think I like where this is going. I like that they're giving me a little bit of intrigue. Shoot, a lot of bit of intrigue so far. What's up with the God's Knights? How is their power sets? What's up with Harold? How did they know Harold?
Right.
Why did Loki kill Harold? Is Loki the bad guy?
True.
Like, there's a lot of things to think about. And
Very
that's what I like about that. That's when One Piece is going, right?
Yes.
Anything else about that chapter, or do we want to move on?
We'll move on.
Okay.
Or unless you have any more to add.
But needless to say, boys, I think I'm cooked. I think he might actually be evil.
Nah. But yeah, moving on to 1142, we have Yamato hitting the Who's Who in the face.
With a Thunder Bagua.
And this is volume 28, which is funny because she is 28 years old. Ooh. Ah.
What about being 28?
This is volume 28 of the cover story, and she is 28.
Oh. I see.
But yeah, so Who's Who drops Yasue's sword, and he is
So Who's Who was geared to be the biggest bad in the entire series. Again, gets one shot. Awesome.
Yes.
The world is healing. Who's Who is not the guy we thought he was.
And then
Mondo
cool indeed. And then we move on into the chapter proper, of which a giant snake is attacking the children.
All right, this power rocks.
It's the best.
Whatever it is.
It's good. And we are introduced to the faculty of the Walrus School. Kiba, the principal, and the math teacher, whose name is Blade. That's just so sick. And he, too, is an ancient giant, or has ancient giant blood, because he has horns. I think Kiba could be what I think a Dosundata apparently might be. Because he's got animal traits.
Half fish man, yeah.
No, not fish man, like animal.
Yeah, I guess would a walrus be a mink or a fish man?
Mink.
Because it's like an aquatic mammal.
Yeah, it's got kind of like fur, sort of. So it's an mink.
Yeah.
The mink. Because like fishmen things aren't specifically fish and like other sea creatures, like octopi and squids and whatnot. So like
no mammals.
No mammals.
There's no seals.
No.
Yeah.
No sealmen.
Until my OC makes it into the series proper.
Or that guy from My Hero Academia stumbles into One Piece.
Hell yeah.
And then we have the national language teacher and librarian, Angie, right? Well, we knew her already. So yeah,
I already care more about this staff than I do about My Hero Academia staff.
That's crazy. But yeah, Jormungandr attacks, and Kiba and Saul beat the crap out of this snake. Saul can use hockey.
I love Big Hammer.
Big Hammer's good.
Big Hammer rocks.
And as pointed out by Discord member Mr. Bushido, this could be like a small reference to the Walrus and the Carpenter.
Oh.
Because he's a walrus with a carpenter's hammer. The same kind of hammer that the Disney depiction of the Carpenter uses.
Very cool.
Very cool. And I did a video on that. Check that out on the Poly P Works channel. Ooh. But
Final exercisation.
That's so fun.
Is very cool. Big punch.
Big punch. Learning from Garp. Big punch. And he was a vice admiral, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Like, this feels very Garp coded. This feels like the punch that killed Oars.
It do.
Or was that like a bazooka?
It don't matter.
It was like a gear third punch. It was big punch. Whatever.
Big punch good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Kaido would not stand a chance.
Nope. Kaido defeated instantly. And the snake is knocked out. So this was a real snake. Wink, wink. And we find out that Kiba was a former warrior, giant warrior pirate, along with probably Mountbeard and Fallbeard, probably part of that crew.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like how you can retire from that life and start a school.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just like seeing that kind of stuff. Like, seeing what happens after you retire from a life of crime.
Yeah.
Like, Crocus has always been one of my favorite characters for that reason.
Crocus is cool.
He's got probably the best introduction of any character in the series.
He kind of do, though. He kind of do. True.
I'll never forget, like the anime does it perfectly too, which is wild because the anime hardly gets anything right for this series.
Yeah, it's him.
But just them staring each other down, Crocus like lifting his glasses. I wouldn't fire that cannon if I were you. Oh yeah? Well, what'll happen if we do? I'll die. It's really funny.
Peak comedy.
It's really funny. I love when Oda takes the tropes of shonen nonsense and just makes it funny.
It's so good. Yeah,
well, I would die, of course.
While just reading the paper casually.
Yeah.
Very good. I love Saw with a peg leg.
It's very cool.
It's so based.
As much as it still is an absolute butt pull.
Yeah.
And he should not be here. It's still cool to see him. And then I like him.
And I'm glad Robin and Chomper were hiding inside of Robin's father's beard. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
As she should.
Very cool.
Based and true. But then the PE teacher, whose name is Wolf, has been brutally injured. Oh no! And then there's this funny gag with the one of the giant baby. Go on.
Father of one San Wolf.
Yeah, I thought about that. Like, I wonder if his last name is San Juan, and then San Juan Wolf is. Go on.
Yeah, this guy's last name is Wolf. Because it's Mr. Wolf, I think. I don't know, they call him Mr. Saul? They do.
No, yeah, they call Saul Mr. Saul, because Saul doesn't have... Yeah, huh. They don't call him Mr. Jaguar.
Do giants have last names?
Yeah, Jaguar D. Saul.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. I don't know.
And then San Juan Wolf. So San Juan is the family name.
Maybe? Because if it's Mr. Saul, then would that be his last name?
Well, no, we know
his first name is Jaguar?
It's done in the Japanese way, like you said, the family name.
Yeah, it's done the Japanese way, yeah, because Monkey D. Dragon, right.
Monkey D. Luffy, Monkey D. Dragon, Monkey D. Garp. Yeah.
I just get confused because a lot of this nonsense does end up being Western pilled too.
Yeah, true. And like, well, they're like one of the few who don't change it when it comes over to the West.
Yeah, like you don't expect Japanese honorifics to apply to a man named Jaguar Saul.
Right. So, I guess, I don't know if the guy's name is like properly Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to find that out, because then that'd be interesting if like his last name was San Juan. So that means San Juan Wolf could be his an
imposter
or his brother.
Yeah, because San Juan Wolf is a giant, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so it's possible.
Yeah, he's the the only reason why he's bigger than average is because of the huge fruit.
Yeah,
and then we still have to find that out. But I still say, since they're like relatively the same age, Morley might be related to San Juan Wolf because they look too similar.
That'd be funny.
And it's just like San Juan Morley. But
that would be kind of funny.
But yeah, one of the
more family drama.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so excited about Loki and Hajuden.
Yeah, that's next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the children, I forgot his name, he asks Robin as she's sitting in her father's beard, "Hey, you're friends with that Luffy guy, right?" And And she answers, "Yeah, we are." And he gets scared immediately. That's so funny.
Did he do something?
Because the reason why he's scared, I think, is because Luffy was really rough with him on the swing a few chapters back, and then he attacked Colin. So yeah.
And then all of a sudden, weird stuff starts happening to all the kids.
Right.
It makes sense that they would blame Luffy for all this.
Right. Speaking of weird,
might be a plot point at some way.
It could be.
Also, I love this. Put him to sleep. Arrow.
Yes.
Walk. I love the villains doing baddie things.
And their powers being in combination with one another. It's good.
These guys have decided to make kidnapping a game.
Yes.
Who gets the most kidnapping points? Nothing could be better than Celestial Dragon villains doing this.
It is good. It is in theme. It makes you happy that things are happening. Horn is sounded, however, as giant beasts appear.
I like it when villains do villainous things, but I like it when villains do petty villainous things.
Yes. Because why wouldn't they be petty? So yes. Villains being petty is good. So then we cut to Loki being somewhat freed, and he gloats about how Sea Stone cannot hold him because he's that strong and he's that cool. He picks up Ragnir and slams into the tree of Elbaf, causing a giant ripple effect of lightning into the sky. He is that strong. I don't know if that causes a fire or not. It's not clear. I guess it does.
So Loki has Mjolnir.
Yes, basically. His lightning attack caused a fire.
So yeah, Loki is enormous.
Loki is big.
Like, this is crazy how big he is, right?
And his strength... Oh, it does cause the fire because you see the lightning collide with the tree. Okay,
yeah.
My bad, yeah. It's crazy how much output he has, too, while being injured.
But basically, all he has to do is hit the tree. Like, he doesn't, like... The hammer might be doing most of the work.
Yeah.
Crackle, rumble, lightning strike, fire.
That's so cool.
That was lightning.
Actual lightning. Cut back.
I love how he hits the tree and then lightning.
Yeah, that's true. That's
right.
Cool.
It's so good.
It's so good. He's so cool.
Sick. Anyway,
cut to the children's drawings. Yes, and they talk about what things.
I love this joke.
Yes.
What things they're all afraid of.
Yeah.
I love this joke. I can't wait for the my mom payoff.
Yo. Which might be the big mom.
Do you know what else terrifies me?
Oh.
We got Muscle Man in chat.
Yeah! Muscle Man, regular show.
My mom!
Fantastic.
Absolutely excellent.
And then we get to see all the monsters front and center. So, first of all, this is great for world building. Because now, Nihilgar and Fenrir are real in One Piece. They're real legends.
Yes.
Therefore, they can be devil fruits at some point.
Oh my god. I love that depiction of Nika, too.
Yes.
I need Luffy to fight that guy. Oh my god, and Nami can fight the big lightning cloud.
Exactly.
And Brook can fight the ghost.
Or the Draug or the skeleton.
Yeah. Oh, it's so... Oh.
I hope...
I'm seeing the future, boys.
I hope Zeus eats the cloud.
I hope Usopp fights Fenrir.
Yes.
And I hope Fenrir bites off Usopp's hand.
No!
But it was a trick. He didn't actually. But everyone thinks that he did. And Usopp becomes Tyr, god of bravery.
Yes. Harold in Elbaf.
Also, I find it interesting that this is the vernacular they use.
Yeah.
Because when you think about a devil fruit, like when you think about like Doflamingo, what was like his big gigantic move? It was the string world.
Yeah, birdcage.
Whenever he went into his awakening.
Oh yeah, all that. Yeah. Right, when he converted things into string, yes.
Yeah. So this might be an awakening. Straight up.
Wait, I
Like
mean,
the awakening version of the nightmare fruit.
oh, well, we do find out what this power is next chapter. So, we're going to talk about 1143 now.
A momentous occasion
Yes.
for all of us. The 100 chapter versary of Gear 5th. Can you believe it's already been 100 chapters since then?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's crazy.
It's absolutely insane.
Also, we get a color spread of Luffy and the gang on flying fish that are color coded, but Jinbei does not participate because he is a fish and because Oda does not want to draw his outfit.
That is crazy. It's every Straw Hat but him.
He does not want to do it. I'm fully convinced.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, he's there.
He's swimming because he is a fish.
He's swimming and he's a doodle because Oda does not want to draw him.
True.
It's crazy. He keeps doing this.
For the love of God, at least have Chopper writing on Jinbei.
No.
Have someone writing on Jinbei.
No. He hates his character. But he did it, so it's his own fault.
Also, why is Jinbei swimming and Brook not running on the water?
Because Brook is easy to draw.
That's fair.
Because Oda did not want to change his elaborate, ornate outfit. And now
fair.
And now pays
paying
for it.
The price.
Every time.
Why did he decide to do this? I'll never understand.
Because it's constant.
Yeah.
You see it almost every color spread now. It's constant.
Mm-hmm.
And now in Elbaf, he made sure to take him out of that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also quite odd.
His outfit's pretty clean in Elbaf, though.
It is.
Like, even if it is, like, basically the same thing, I like the belt buckle, I like the cape, it's pretty good.
Me too, and it's not as busy as he usually is.
Yeah, growing on me.
Me too. But cutting to the chapter, apparently, Yarl's great-great-granddaughter, we find out, is trying to be stopped by Saul as she is sleepwalking. The arrow fruit constructs are described as cloth by Saul, which is interesting because we kind of got that vibe from when Gunko first appeared, that they were cloth-like.
Yeah. Like, that was kind of, like, apparent, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect it to be solid because it can move around.
Right.
And she can, like, wrap stuff in it, like
right.
with the dog.
And
so that makes sense.
And I think her body is wrapped in it because it's, like, around her mouth and legs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he goes to try to touch the little baby, and he is stabbed by an invisible thorn.
I love this power.
It's so good.
Oh, this rocks.
I like this conceptual stuff because it reminded me back in the day when I was a wee lad on the internet, on internet forums.
Uh-huh.
And people said because of Aki Inu having a Hawaiian shirt and a corsage that he was going to have flower powers. But he didn't. But then the eventual flower power guy likes Aki Inu. And now we've gone in a whole different direction with plants. It's so cool.
And straight up, seeing a Briar Man in the series is a pretty momentous occasion for us, the Rose Skull podcast.
All right, yeah! True!
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
We we are not supporters of the world government, though.
We're too deep in.
But we do support the dude and all of his actions.
That's just like my opinion, man.
This is like my opinion, man. Yeah, I love that he's a Briar Man. I love that Toon Force deniers are smashed this chapter. Because
what exactly?
Because we find out that Saint Killingham has the dragon fruit model Quillin.
Yo.
And he is a dream materializing man, and he can pull things and make them real out of people's dreams.
I love Killingam. He is so cool.
He's the best.
Killingam is like, his powers rock.
Yeah.
Like, I love how he puts you to sleep and he has to dig into the cloud. That's cool.
It is cool.
That's sick. I love that. B, I love how they just straight up went, this one's the dragon fruit. Not like Kaido, who is the fish fruit. Model dragon. Also, this one is just the dragon fruit.
What I forgot to mention in my video on this, which I have to edit, but this is the first mythical dragon fruit. We've had dragon fruits before.
Yeah, we've had like lizards and stuff, right?
All dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're all the dinosaurs are of the dragon fruit family.
That makes sense.
So this is the first one who is a mythical, and the rest of them are ancient. So we haven't had a regular one yet. Which I guess would be whomever is just like a regular dragon, like Vegapunk's dragon.
Yeah, I just feel like it feels like this still has more connotations for whatever Kaido is.
Yeah.
Because Kaido was never a dragon.
No, he was a fish. True.
Who ascended. But he wasn't awakened. But he was ascended.
It's weird because, like...
There's so much going on with it, man.
Because it's like a caveat. Because the reason why he's like ascended, because that's how the story goes. You know, a carpet jumps over the waterfall. So, like, he's a representation of the story, but
he never did it.
He never did it. So, therefore, he's not awakened.
He's like a fraud.
Yes.
And I find it interesting that his is the only true perfect smile fruit.
Yeah.
His is the only one that could be successfully replicated. Successfully frauded, if that makes sense.
And then, too, with Momonosuke, because he works so hard, he probably will ascend. Which is going to be interesting because technically, like, because that's like the only dough fruit that we have in which the color of the creatures in the name of the fruit, Momonosuke in his existence is a fraud too. Because he's a pink dragon. But then he will probably...
He ate the Azure dragon fruit, but he's not Azure.
Exactly. But then too, he will probably go farther than Kaido.
Yeah.
Because of his principles. So that's so fascinating. You're absolutely right. Man.
I like Killingam.
Killingam is cool.
Killingam. I think it's Killingam.
I read it as Killingham, but it could be Killingam. I'm not sure.
I don't know how Chinese works, so
me neither.
It's a Chinese dragon, right? A Killingam?
It's a
Keelan?
Like the name of the creature changes. So in Chinese it's like Quillin.
Oh, okay. So Quillingam.
In Japanese is Kirin.
Oh!
So that's probably why his name is Killingam, because also in Japanese you don't say R, you say L.
Yeah.
So it is Kiringam.
Kiringam.
Yeah.
Yo, that's so much cooler in Japanese.
It is. Also, I did a video on this. Giraffes are called Kirins.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's this whole like weird rabbit hole I run down in which he might have something to do with Brook, but not Kaku. Because Brook in a big animal color spread is depicted as a giraffe.
Because he's big and tall?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then we don't know what house Remo Shifu is about.
Honestly, this guy fighting Brook sounds awesome.
It does.
And I would like that.
But at the same time, like, I could see... I don't necessarily know outside of just like
The big nightmares might be what the crew gets into.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No. I'm rambling, but
like the big nightmares outside might be what the crew gets into.
Yeah.
While Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy fight.
Yeah. What's also interesting too is that based on Summers. Also, Summers is an interesting point, and we're going to make another video about this. But I'll just say it here. So, Summers is from Howard Shepherd. We also know Jupiter is from Howard Shepherd. Jupiter is a worm, and Summers has a vine power. He's a briar man. And we know that Jupiter is the deity of agriculture. So now both of them are technically related to agriculture because you need earthworms to fertilize the soil in agriculture. And then Summers is an actual plant man. So,
and if anyone is going to find a specific devil fruit to fit their theme of their specific house, it would be the World Government Celestial Dragons class.
Exactly. Also, seeing as how his power is involving love, Sanji is probably going to fight Summers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because
especially a man that he can't kick.
Ooh, but he can light on fire.
Yeah, like that's going to be an interesting thing, an interesting dichotomy.
Yes,
like Sanji's going to have to hurt himself in order to hurt this guy.
Right.
Not that it matters, because Sanji's cyborg body is weird.
Right.
I don't know.
Not true. But yeah, everything that killing makes is real. So that means Jormungandr from last chapter is real. All the nightmare creatures are real. The salt is real. The table is real. The meal is real. It's all real.
After I was proven wrong about Loki, the salt is real.
And well, Gunko continues to be cute, and I'm starting to forgive all of her crimes. I don't know how she eats with bandages over her mouth, but it's cool.
Maybe they're dream bandages.
Maybe. Or maybe the arrow fruit bandages aren't real. Or they are real, but she can phase through them. I don't know.
Or maybe she just lifts the bandages off.
Yeah.
And they go back on.
Maybe. Or maybe
if the bandages are made of the arrow fruit, that means that she could probably manipulate them at will.
True. Oh, they opened up like a little hatch. That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Here goes the airplane.
Also, they sent the kid straight towards a raging inferno. That's funny.
That's so evil, though.
They can't change the arrow because it's already in place.
That's so stupid.
Once fate has been decided, nothing can change it. So now we have a time limit.
Yeah.
We have some stakes.
Especially seeing as how Yorl's granddaughter is about to die. I guess.
I mean, is Colin there?
No, not yet.
Okay. I was about to say, if Colin was part of that, that would be really fun to see what Scopper would have to do here.
Could you imagine Scopper going ham on these fools? Like, he gets so pissed, they feel the hockey rumbling, like, oh no!
I mean, Scopper, I think, could probably take one, maybe two of them.
Yeah.
These are God's Knights we're talking about. These are the guys that our crew is going to have to fight.
Right.
Like, I don't think, like, as funny as it would be to see that old man that I like get back to his prime and, you know, really kick some patukas, I think it would kind of mess with the stakes of the story.
I will say, go on.
If he could fight them all.
Anyway,
go on.
As an aside, we do have Bonnie here.
Where's she at?
In the library.
Oh.
What if she reverts Scopper back to his prime?
What if she reverts Jarl?
Yo, wait a minute.
How many years would she have to take off?
Make him 60 again? Oh my lord. Could you imagine?
Put him in his prime, but it doesn't work because if it was him in his prime, then the sword would kill him.
Oh no! Or she just rust the sword.
True. But that might kill him too.
No! Oh well. Shoot. Anyway, our boy Loki is up and he's like he calls everybody nerds and says you can't even
I adore this interaction, brother.
It's so good.
Like, I love how they brought in the fire ship and they got immediately killed.
Yes, by the Draugr. Very funny.
That is very funny. I like how fast-paced this goes. It's like, we have to do this, we have to do that. We're gonna make a cool shot of Briar Man. Boom! Look at his arm. That's so cool. It moves on this, that. Killing Gob's got a cool power. Gilko's eating food. Kids are running into fire. Loki's here. Like, Jesus, so much happens in this chapter.
I kind of like One Piece like this, though.
Yeah.
Because we get to points while still having fun.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like Oda's rushing this. It feels like he's taking his time and doing everything he needs to do.
Yes.
He's just being very
focused.
Yeah. Like, every panel is getting its worth here.
Yes.
Like, he's not wasting our time with nonsense.
Because time wasters honestly can come out in the SBS.
Yeah.
Or Vivid cards.
Like, I like it when he wastes my time with a joke.
Yes.
Like, we haven't been getting a lot of that lately. We've just been wasting our time with frivolous nonsense.
Lore that will not actually proc until 10 years later.
Yeah. Like, give me lore that has to do with the current story, please.
Yes. I get the foreshadowing, but too much foreshadowing. Like, Egghead and Wano had that bad. Which we got.
Wano was supposed to be a payoff of 10 years of foreshadowing at that point.
And we just got more questions. Because then it entered the Nika Saka, and it's like, oh. Oh, no.
And we are not getting answers to that until, hopefully, this arc.
Like, we just, like, got our feet wet in Egghead, and now it's slowly coming out, but goodness gracious. And it wasn't even through Vegapunk. Not really. It was through Bonnie. It's funny when they say none of you can even lift Ragnir. So it is Mjolnir.
It's basically the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
It's interesting.
Yes.
Interesting concept. You can't pick up the hammer. Why is that?
Because it's too heavy.
Wrong. It's coated in lightning.
Oh, wait.
And it will harm whoever picks it up. Unless...
you're rubber.
Unless you happen to have something that makes you immune to lightning.
Oh, I was right. Oh, my God.
Like a Nika fruit?
Oh, he's a rubber man! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Please, God!
I was right! Oh, we were right. No, we were right.
Please, God, let Shanks have switched that out.
Oh my goodness. If he is Resin Man. Oh.
If he is the rubber man. If he ate of the rubber tree.
Yes. Oh, Zoe Chuds. Oh, it's a bad day to be a Zoe Chud. Oh, sorry, furries. Because here's my thing, okay, and this is going to be a video. People are saying that there are claw marks in the castle. Have you ever perchance thought that the father, Harold, could have been a Zoan?
It's possible.
That's what I'm saying, like...
But didn't Harold have whatever fruit Loki has?
No. Never said.
Because I'm pretty sure at the start of this arc, they mentioned that he killed Harold and stole the fruit.
Which means it's like in his possession, as if it was like a treasure.
I guess, yeah. That makes sense.
So, like, Harold could, like, be a bear. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, since there have been so many Zoans this arc, I guess, and there has never been a bear fruit.
It would be cool.
And there's a bear that appears in the Nightmare Creatures. Like, in the lineup. There's just like a random bear wearing a helmet. So like, I think he could be some type of bear. And then bears have shown up all through Elbaf even in Big Mom's flashback, she killed a bear.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could see somebody having a bear fruit. A bear with horns, that'd be sick. Oh, also, moving on with the chapter though, we get a new attack from Luffy. Sorry, am I going too fast?
Arm Balloon is so good. Oh, I love this interaction.
Arm Balloon is great.
I love this chapter. I love this so much, dude.
It's a good chapter.
Oh my god!
Just enough to knock him over. And then knocking him over, we're going to
push him.
Push him.
I just push him.
Zakk, guess what? I was right. He's an ancient Zoan, baby. Ancient Zoan
giant, baby.
Oh, he looks so cool out the hat. It's just a straw hat too. It's just a metal straw hat.
Mm-hmm.
He's it's perfect.
Because he's Nika, dude.
Because he's Nika.
And in this world, Nika is black for some reason.
Yeah, well, that's the nightmare. I guess.
It's the black horns and the black hat.
Right.
It's probably just because it's iron, but you know.
Oh, and Luffy sitting on his horn, so cute. Oh,
I love that we just like have to call Loki's bluff. Oh, it's so good.
And
it's so good.
And then we see Papa Harold and how Mario and Luigi coded Loki and Haruden are.
Oh my god! He's got a carnival like Kaido, dude.
Like Kaido. Wait a minute. What if Yamato meets Loki and they hit it off?
That'd be funny.
Oh, that's good.
They're both kind of. I think Yamato would get along with like Hajuden a little bit more though, because they're both kind of bastards.
Yeah. But Loki and Yamato are both horny.
You got me there.
That's a bad joke. Cut that out. That's awful. Cut it out. But yeah, it's weird because he has his horns here, Harold, but then he cuts them off. He pulls them out, rather.
It's also weird that they seem to be like pretty comparable in size when they were kids.
Yeah.
Loki grew up to be like 30 times bigger than Hajuden.
Like actually massive. Probably bigger than his father, because he's regarded.
Like Hajuden, like in the last chapter, Hajuden came up to like almost his shins.
That's crazy.
Like I don't know if it's just like how it was drawn, like because he looks to be about like twice as big as a regular giant in this, right?
Right. Like
you can like this panel gives you a much better glimpse of like what the sizing should be, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when he's laying down and Gerd's working on him.
Yeah.
But he looked enormous in the last chapter.
But yeah, I'm looking at him. Even when he's standing up, she would still only come up to like his knee.
She would come up to like his waist because she's like she's down on her knees right now. Right?
Yeah, true.
So she would come up to about his waist. So he's about twice as big as a regular giant, which does check out.
That's about Aura size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Because Aura's is a little over twice as big. Yeah, okay. He's bigger than two giants, so yeah, okay, yeah. It's funny how Loki picks on Haruden and says like, "How can a runt be my older brother?" That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's weird too that we see him clearly now, but back when he was being talked about, he was in silhouette as a child.
Yeah.
So it's weird he's not in silhouette now.
Because we know he's a good guy now.
Fair. Huh. Why is he so clean without the hat? This is diabolical.
Why has he always been blind?
Yeah! Why? Hey,
because eyes are the window to the soul.
Is he a 3-eye tribe member?
Is he a 3-eye tribe member?
Because there's no eye on his forehead, but I don't know. He's got bandages, so like.
No, there's no eye on his forehead. Like, we see his forehead pretty clearly. The eye would be there.
Right. Why? I hope his eyes are really silly.
I hope they're tiny. I hope they're Beppo eyes.
I want Beppo eyes.
No one would take me seriously.
And
or
then
they're like Fujoshi eyes, like Carrot drew them on his face.
Yes. And then Luffy has to turn away and he starts bawling out laughing.
Mm-hmm. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Maybe Lola couldn't marry him because she thought he was too gorgeous.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Oh, you're too handsome.
I need the answer. I need the answer. What happened there?
And I gotta say, Haruden and his boys, including his brother, have shot up many ranks in being my favorite Straw Hat Grand Fleet members.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to see what happens in this arc, man.
Because I'm sorry, Bart, you've been replaced.
Never.
Oh.
Never.
Oh.
Hajiden rocks. This arc's gonna rock. I love the family drama. Oh my god.
It's so good.
Oh my god, I love this.
So unexpected too. Because you didn't think.
Mm-hmm.
Like this goober from Dressrosa was going to turn.
Think that we would like everything that's going on in One Piece, right?
Yeah.
We have to deal with good lord. We have to deal with the Gorosei. We have to deal with the world government. We have to deal with the revolutionaries. We have to deal with the lore. We have to deal with 2 Yonko crews. We have to deal with finding the One Piece, all of the road poneglyphs. We have to deal with the Seraphim, all the new Yonko crews between Cross Guild and Blackbeard's guys. We have to deal with what's going on with Shanks. Did you think we were going to have time for Hajridin?
No.
Did you think we were going to get a Hajridin arc?
But you know what? It makes sense in hindsight because his was the only crew that got fleshed out in a cover story. Everybody else has like 1 or 2 other guys with him. But
Absolutely insane.
He's got a full set. Like, I think the most other than Haruden is like Cavendish, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's Suleiman and then Fafel the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Who can drink tea out of a cup, apparently. Like, he's intelligent. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I found that out recently. Like, oh, he can hold a cup? How? He's a horse. Anyway.
And we know Barto's crew has their grandma, who was the former navigator of the Rocks Pirates.
Oh, Lord. Could you imagine?
It might end up being a thing.
That'd
That might be a callback that actually becomes something.
That's true. I can see that.
Ain't no way they're able to navigate the new world.
And getting this lucky. And it's weird.
Off of grandma's instructions.
It's weird how his crew is so underdeveloped, yet he gets like a random girl in the fillers.
Mm-hmm.
Who's like, I think like the captain of her own gang. It's so strange because it's him and I forgot the other guy name, but like Gillyman or something.
Yeah.
Because it's only like 2 named guys and the grandma. It's so strange. But yeah, he gets all the credit in Dressrosa. It's so odd how that happens. But yeah, Haruden.
I just can't believe this chapter. Oh my god. Look at how cute little bloody destroyed Hajuden is.
Oh, he tries so hard.
Oh, he's awesome. And he just has to stand over his brother with an axe, ready to kill him if anything happens.
The fact that all of this is still tied into Big Mom is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was there when he and Gur were growing up. And then her daughter was supposed to marry his brother. That, man. The webs, bruh. The character webs are insane.
Oh, I love this last panel so much. Oh my god.
You don't really buy that, do you? Oh man.
My god. Imagine when that comes out in the anime, if that's just like a little bit of a voice crack in there.
Yeah.
because his own brother, the last remaining family that he has, wants to kill him because he believes the same lies that everyone's been saying about why he killed Harold.
Oh.
The last guy that he could turn to. And of course he would think that. He hasn't had a chance to talk to this guy. They chained him to the tree and he never came to visit.
He was too
The one time his brother came to visit was when some other schmuck was going to let him out. And he came to visit to tell them not to.
And
that sucks.
And I really do think he was off in Dressrosa chasing glory because he thought he could become the sun deity by eating the flame fruit.
Absolutely.
Bruh, that's run so deep because he wanted to show his brother up so bad. Oh.
And just think of this.
Yeah.
Imagine the world where he got it instead of Sabo.
Yo.
That we would have a series of brothers. One with the flame fruit, the older brother with the flame fruit, and the younger brother
with the resin.
With the rubber fruit?
Yes, sir. Oh, it's peak cinema. It's peak cinema. It's cinema.
I love these dumb brothers.
They're so good.
I love them so much.
It's so good.
Also notice that we saw Harold. We saw a picture of Harold already, right?
Right, yeah.
So we know what Harold looks like. So it's interesting that the moment that we find out that Loki's like a good guy, right?
Yeah.
We go into the flashback and we see Loki for the first time, not in silhouette. But now Harold has become in silhouette.
That's weird. Yeah.
Because he's the bad guy.
He is the bad guy. And then the fact that he's giving an ultimatum to both of his sons, yet Hydrogen's not allowed in the castle, yet he's talking to both of them equally, saying, after he's gone, watch after Elbaf. That's,
Very interesting choice of words. Why would he be thinking about this? I mean, I guess it might just be like, you're the princes. It's going to be your job to take care of this rock when I'm done.
I want to tell you something. I had this thought last night. I think we're going to have, it's possible that we have a run back to Katakuri versus Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Where a Zoan is fighting a special Paramecia, but the tables are flipped and it's Loki fighting his father.
Yeah.
Over Elbaf, because perhaps Loki thinks Elbaf should not be changed or disturbed because he'll fall to the world government. However, Harold sees the power that the world government has and doesn't believe in his country's strength, so that's why he's taking the knee.
Yeah.
And that's why they fight.
Yeah.
But in this situation, the special go on.
Something happened. I don't think Loki killed their dad. In the way that we think.
No.
I think it's more along the lines of like what happened when Kaido killed Luffy.
Yeah.
Like they just wanted to fight and an accident happened.
Kind of mirroring Brock and Dory as well. How it was sabotaged.
Mm-hmm.
What if Shanks did it, bruh?
What if Shanks did it?
What if Shanks interrupted the fight and killed man? And then blamed Loki?
What if it was Big Mom's fault?
It could have been. It could have been.
And that's why Lola's relationship broke down.
Oh, man. Oh, this is good. I'm so glad Elbaf is paying off. I was frightened.
That's so good. We have intrigue. We have things to talk about. That isn't stupid nonsense.
And I don't have to be in a misery pit talking about Jinbei for 2 hours.
I don't have to wait 20 panels for Luffy to punch a pig, and that's what happens in the chapter.
Oh.
We have people talking, backstories going. Like, the world is happening in front of me, man. A story is happening.
The world is opening. We've got, even in the nightmare creatures, that in itself opens up the devil fruit branch because now all these things are real. Jormungandr is real. Everything is real.
big bads of the arc showed up, and it didn't just evolve immediately into everyone punching each other for 50 chapters.
I kind of like when this is not a shonen manga. It's so good when it's not.
Like, I always say, One Piece has a lot of strength. Its greatest weakness is its fight choreography.
Because he wants to he loves his narrative so much that we can't like sit on a fight, which then interrupts a lot, and it makes the anime worse for it. Because then they kind of
the entirety of One Piece, there has been one good fight.
Well, two, kinda. Two, I'd say two.
Who was the second?
Lucy.
I guess we can give it to Lucci.
Lucy is good. Katakuri is good. The Kaido fight's a hot mess.
The Kaido fight had everything.
Yes.
It just was too long.
Too long.
It had too much of a good thing.
And like it's kind of like with the Super Saiyan fight. Like as soon as Goku turns Super Saiyan, the fight is actually over.
Well, it's not even about that, though. Like, the fight was leading up to Goku becoming Super Saiyan.
Right.
Like...
Because they talk about all arc.
Yeah. But, like, we have the waiting for Goku part.
Right.
Where the scabbards are getting absolutely decimated.
Right.
And then Luffy shows up.
Right.
And then everyone shows up. And
yes.
then we have the first big fight with everyone. And then eventually Luffy's gonna have to fight him by himself. Okay. So they fight. Luffy gets the spirit bomb off. Like Goku got the spirit bomb off. And it didn't work. Right?
Yes.
And Luffy gets killed and is thrown off the side of the mountain. Luffy then comes back on the dragon and gets his big epic Super Saiyan power-up.
Yes.
Conqueror's Hockey Field.
Yes.
He can now hit Kaido. He can now fight toe-to-toe with Kaido.
Yes.
He now has everything he needs to defeat Kaido. And then he has to get another power-up over the course of 30 chapters.
And then, too, and this is a bit of a weakness, which people say that it's in the manga, and to their credit, it is, but it doesn't mean anything. The whole sun deity Nika thing, the difference between that and Super Saiyan has been a thing since we hit Namek. People kept talking about it.
I mean, it was just as much of made up on the spot.
I mean, yes.
Super Saiyan exists because Toriyama was tired of inking Goku's hair.
Yeah, but I guess the difference is that the tiredness came in very early, and therefore he had time to talk about a lot. Whereas
the problem is that the fight with Frieza doesn't take 100 chapters.
That is true too. That's true. No,
I mean, the fight with Frieza is long, but it's not that long. And secondly, like, nobody was praising Super Saiyan as this big epic thing that Toriyama had been planning since Dr. Slump.
That's true. So both of them,
we expect that from Toriyama. We don't expect that from Oda.
No, and like, I guess that's what's weird about. I'm glad we're backtracking a little bit to try to make it significant.
We're retconning Nika back into the story.
We are.
Because now every civilization that we have to meet after the fact, suddenly, oh yeah, these are the guys that believe in Nika. Cool. And then we'll retcon it back to where Buccaneers have giant blood. They're from Elbaf. Okay, it makes all sense. Tied up in a neat bow. Good.
The Buccaneer thing, I'm on the fence on whether that was like, I don't know. Moria feels planned. Kuma does not.
No, of course not.
Moria,
Kuma was just like, hey, some people are big. Moria was some people are big, and also he is the big villain of an evil dark carnival spooky arc. He looks weird because he needs to for his arc.
And then he's got the horns, and then he introduces oars. So like, and then he knows Kaido. So like Moria, I can believe anything, even though Kuma shows up in that same arc and we see his power set. I can believe it, but it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's way harder because Kuma had way more things going on other than being a buccaneer. We had the paw fruit, we had the pacifistas being introduced, which then opens the door to there being more cyborgs other than Frankie.
Yeah.
So like the buccaneer thing, I don't know, but like everything else, yeah.
The buccaneer thing, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Some people in One Piece are just big.
Yeah.
Just like some people in One Piece live really long.
Yeah.
It's One Piece. The world is just weird like that. That's how the logic of the universe works.
True. And then
but people ask questions, so we need to give them an answer.
True.
Well, they have giant blood in them. Or they're a half race of sorts.
Yeah,
okay.
that was Scott says. They're like a half race, which like
Alright.
I guess Whitebeard was one. I guess. I guess.
Are we gonna retcon that?
Yeah.
Because Whitebeard and Big Mom represent, like, the strongest that humanity has to offer. They just both buccaneers now.
You know what's funny? And you're gonna get mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
I could believe Whitebeard will get retcon, but Big Mom is just a big person.
Yeah. I'd prefer it if they both just stayed a big person.
Yeah, but the bad part is I could see why they would retcon Whitebeard. I hate it, but I understand why.
I think that it's a lot more fun if somebody's like general strength can be represented by them being big. The strongest man on the planet, yeah, of course he'd be really tall and wide.
Yeah. It makes sense. And then he has like the strongest paramecia fruit. It makes a lot of sense.
And then like Kaido has Oni blood, sure. And then Charlotte Lin is just big. But you ever notice how they're the same size?
Yeah, they are.
Kind of interesting from a thematic standpoint that they would be equals in both size and rank and power.
It's gonna look really crazy if Big Mom's the best one to come out of all this. But she pretty much is.
It all comes back to the fact that Oda did not write Whole Cake.
like whole cake. He had extra vitamins that whole time because that's Whole Cake is crazy.
Well, wasn't it stated that his daughter helped him write the romance of that arc?
Either
something along those lines.
He read Game of Thrones or something. That's what I heard. I don't know. That's what I heard.
That's funny. Like, there has to be some sort of explanation here. Now, Whole Cake does not feel like it belongs. It's so good.
Whole Cake is, and Katakuri is unblemished. People say, and people are wrong, by the way, oh, any other first commander can hold up to Katakuri. No, Katakuri is too good. Unless you're talking about Ben Beckman, no.
You're telling me that anyone can hold a candle to Big Mom's favorite son?
No. Nah. People talk about King. King's a bum.
King would be able to touch Katakuri.
I mean, yeah, it's all cute and fun that you can fly, but Katakuri literally can stretch and just grab him. What are we talking about? It's wild.
He doesn't even need to stretch and grab him. He could make a fist come out of nowhere because he could just throw dough everywhere.
True. He is the mochi man.
He could make the dough float.
Right? And now everything is dough. Right? Oh yeah, it does fly. That's right. The portals, yeah. It's got dope.
Because he's a Logia. I don't care about your retcons, Oda.
He's a special paramecia. You know what? I will say this though, and I guess we're coming to the end here, but like, there's got to be an explanation for Ancient Zoans because they're kind of terrible.
I mean, not even really. Like, I always say, the problem with a lot of everything that came in with Kaido is just how it was managed, man.
Yeah.
The Smiles could have been a force to be reckoned with if they didn't all fight Monkey D. Luffy, the man who has to kill Kaido by the end of this arc.
Yeah.
The Ancient Zoans are a force to be reckoned with. One of them took out Zo.
Yeah.
But they're all mismanaged.
Yeah.
And they all do have funny powers. This is how dinosaurs fought in the past.
Sasaki cracks me up.
That was a very funny gimmick.
I love that. I love him and King for that. King just stretches his head. Though King's kind of scary though. Like, just stretches his head and it shoots out like a beam. Like, oh my goodness.
Do you think that's hitting Katakuri? Come on.
No.
Get real. It's such a sadness.
And if it...
think that King could be Katakuri.
No. And
Get real.
And when he does do that, Katakuri would just morph around his head and trap him there.
Yeah. Did you forget that I have future sight?
Idjit.
Why didn't you look into the future and see that would happen? Oh, wait.
It's so good. I can't wait for Katakuri to meet his cousin Loki and Elbaf.
Oh.
I like how they're almost like designed the same way.
In a way, yeah. Which, if Katakuri shows up in Elbaf, that would mean that we have the stretchy rubber Luffy, we'll have the stretchy rubber Katakuri, and the stretchy rubber Loki.
The gang's all here. Oh, yes, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, baby, let's go. All my fellas are here. All my favorite rubber men. Yes, sir. We've got...
Oh, God.
We've got Big Papa, Bigger Papa, and Little Baby. Let's go. Very good. And they can all stack on top of each other like Russian nesting dolls.
God, I hope he's immune to lightning.
I hope
it's because he's rubber.
I hope he is. It would heal my soul if they
actually do it. Oh my God, it'd be so good.
He's made of rubber. How that happened? If someone says that. If Oda knows about the Terrible Four Kids dub, put it in the manga, make it canon, make it real. I will ascend.
Oh my God, dude, this chapter's so good.
I gotta make a video about that. Damn right. Oh, well, no, I'm gonna credit both of us in that video.
But man, if it happens.
Ooh.
Remember when this arc started and everyone's like, dog, and Naruto's coming back?
I don't know.
Could you imagine if he showed back up in his giant Buddha form?
Yo.
And Loki goes to square off against him and he gets beat out again by a different rubber man.
And he just gets bonked on the head and he's like, oh, not again. And he's bigger now. And then, of course, as you do, Eniru joins the Grand Fleet.
Of course. Nah, he'll join Crosscale.
Could you imagine? Wait a minute, could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Hold on. Write that down!
Write that down! Wait a minute! The antics. All the antics.
The one man to defeat NL is Buggy.
Eniru says, no, I was not a deity. It was you, Sir Clown. You... oh,
Please allow me to cut off your wings.
Pure cinema. No, that's it. Then I don't want to hear nothing. This is the best manga in the world. I can't wait. Also, I hope there's another crossover in which we can see Cross Guild challenge the Straw Hats in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I want that a lot. But that's all.
I mean, now
we're gone.
It exists.
Yeah.
Luffy has canonically played basketball with LeBron James.
Yes. Doing his best Michael Jordan impression at the end of Space Jam.
So, when the Davy back fight happens, I mean, we've had a baseball and a basketball crossover. We have not had a baseball episode yet.
Do it. Oh, wait,
Every manga needs a baseball episode.
We did have a baseball special, though. We did.
Did we?
Way back in the day, like 2005.
All right, so it clears. Okay.
And we had football, like the world's football, not American football.
Yeah. We had soccer during the Davy back fight.
Yeah.
In Long Ring Long Land.
And then there was I think a World Cup special that came out, and Sanji kicks a soccer ball across the entire world.
Mm-hmm. I need to live in the world where Luffy breaks Blackbeard's ankles, crossing him up for an epic dunk.
Oh, could you imagine Blackbeard cheats and uses black hole to pull the ball back in?
Pull the ball back away, yeah.
Yo! Oh,
it would be awesome. I want the One Piece basketball game now.
Oh, that'd be hot. Wait a minute.
Do you know what would be the best thing about the One Piece basketball game?
What?
Everyone would have all these crazy, wacky powers. Luffy would be able to dunk from the 3-point line. Sanji could flash step and fly up above and goaltend if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But do you know who the strongest character in that game would be?
Robin.
The 99 overall. It would just be Shanks.
Huh?
The man with no powers.
And
game too.
And he puts his he uses his special hockey hand to dribble the ball.
The one-armed man crossing up.
That's
I want
hot.
that fan art of I want the fan art of Shanks with the little hockey eye.
Yeah.
Like in Kuroko's basketball, where they have like the zone where their like eyes become laser beams and they're flipping and flying all around.
Yeah.
Get the hockey eye where he's looking at Future Sight and it's just LeBron sitting down.
I see a broken ankle's future.
We should probably go ahead and sound off before before everyone's computer starts breaking again.
Check it. Yes.
If you're on the YouTubes, look up Polypede Works. If you're on the Twitch.television, look up the Polypede Works. If you're on the Tiki-Taki, when do you stream again? Every Saturday, was it?
Every Saturday, yep.
Whoa. Get yourself some content.
And check out Reddit Sephiroth on the YouTube and Pinball PA on the TikTok. My boy's been crushing it.
I've been cranking it out.
Love that arcade history. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch the recent one you put out.
It blew up. It's got like 3,000 views already.
Yo!
So every once in a while, something will get caught by the algorithm.
Right, that's how it be.
Oh, not 3,000. It's only 1,500, but still.
Still, yeah, that's high. That's good.
That's pretty good. I will take it.
Well, the bars. Oh, did I get all your stuff?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. The bar is open, boys.
Don't be dodgy.
We'll see you in the next one.